You're finished! Is that the last of them? Is it just me? Or were the enemies today stronger than usual?
I'm fairly certain something tells me that you're probably on the money.
Looks like the situation's under control. Would you mind coming back to the bridge? I've got a general grasp of the geography and political situation in this country. Going by the prolonged state of war here, the Emperor of Weyland is probably under the influence of ephemera. Which in turn means that if we stop the Emperor, we can set things right. Let's do it!
Hey, Guardian, or whatever. Where do you think you're going without even saying goodbye? If you're gonna off that thrice-damned Emperor, count me in.
Allow me to join you as well. It was I that invited you here. I can be your guide. And shield, if need be.
I don't think they're gonna take no for an answer. What's the plan?
Ha! I always do.
Gedemholt and Melfincina were Weylandians in this land, journeying alongside the Guardian. While they had assembled a robust party, it was not a particularly sociable group.
Hey, Gedemholt! We're resting right now. Would you like to talk about anything?
Piss off. I've got nothing to talk about.
Now come on, Gedemholt. Sorry. Acting standoffish and crude comes as naturally to him as breathing air.
Oh, that wasn't how I saw it at all. I must say, you two get along pretty well. What kind of relationship do you have?
Well,
Sina and I are both Fiend Trooper test subjects.
You're... what now?
Just as Coento used ephemera to devise the Castrum Demonica summons, Weyland has its own brand of sorcery. It's called demonization. It's a form of sorcery that enhances the body by infusing it with mana. I'm sure it won't surprise you to know that only a tiny fraction of the population, those most gifted at sorcery, were capable of doing it. But the situation has changed with the discovery of ephemera. With a little help from ephemera, suddenly anything was fair game, as long as anyone had any aptitude for sorcery whatsoever. Naturally, those without a knack for sorcery still vastly outnumber those with a gift for it. That's when the Fiend Trooper project was launched by Imperial decree.
It was His Imperial Majesty's generous way of turning useless, untalented trash into powerful warriors. And that Dreamweed Ephemera, or whatever it's called, gave him just what he wished for.
So basically, this meant forcibly demonizing people with no aptitude for magic? Assumedly by tampering with their bodies?
Well, I'll be damned. The little squirt knows how to play connect the dots. You got experience with this stuff or something?
Well, I also know that bodies can't withstand that sort of tampering.
Oh, you got that right, Squirt. You're connecting the dots because you've seen the whole picture before, huh? But I bet you ain't seen anyone get so pumped full of mana that they burst. People burst in all kinds of fun ways, let me tell you.
Holt and I were test subjects in Phase 1 of the Fiend Trooper project. We escaped the facility. Out of the 4,096 initial test subjects, we're the only survivors. As far as we know, the rest are all dead.
Wait a minute! If your strength is derived from demonization, wouldn't using it put your lives in danger?
Ha! I've been futzed with enough as it is. Not like my life's good for anything anyway. All I care about is the Emperor. I'm gonna end him. Personally. Cena and I will get him back for all the people who got screwed up because of him. He'll pay with his worthless life. Hey, Guardian. You'd better not give me some goody two-shoes speech about life being precious, or whatever. We're both in this to snuff out the Emperor, right? I'm willing to use you and all, but if you stand between me and him, I'll waste you first.
Crude though his words may be, he and I are on the same page in this matter. My life is dedicated to avenging the people murdered for his bloody whims. That thought is what keeps me going. So I'm here to fight, just like Holt. To kill the Emperor.
Sorry, I was a little distracted there. Part of me is scared, sure, but there's so much to think about. That talk about Fiend Troopers is eerily reminiscent of how the Photoners created arcs. They captured physically sturdy primitive races and effectively grafted photon manipulation powers onto them via infusion and gene splicing. The casualties they sacrificed before reaching the point of stable mass production is a matter of record. It's utterly despicable. If that's being repeated, even in Omega, it must be stopped.
The Guardian, Holt, and Melfancina made their way toward the Imperial capital, demolishing Castrum Demonicas along their way. The Castrum Demonica was originally Cuento technology, but they were laid out across Weyland with as much precision as in Cuento. Given how deeply ingrained the Castrum Demonicas were, the Guardian and company began to question the true nature of their history.
I don't get it. I thought Castrum Demonicas were a Cuento invention, yet there's so many in Weyland.
That's because once the technology was leaked, the Emperor decreed that they be summoned in all regions.
Sounds like the Emperor of Weyland is pretty familiar with sorcery and stuff.
He clawed his way to the throne with demonization, so he's a capable sorcerer in his own right, but...
It ain't that blasted Emperor summoning Castrum Demonicas. It's Elmir.
Who's Elmir?
It's the damnable Emperor's used tissue of a kid brother. Cocky little snot. They looked far enough apart age-wise that they might as well be father and son.
It's clear that Weyland has hit rock bottom as a result of the Emperor and Elmir both.
Rock bottom? How rude! We simply breathed some life into a listless land.
Elmir? What are you doing here?
I heard someone was breaking my finely crafted Castrum Demonicas, so I came out here to do a little field survey, as it were. You're the one I'm here to see. The guardian that alighted upon Cuento. Yes, very interesting. I can sense incredible potential from you. Small wonder you can crush Castrum Demonicas. Between the Castrum Demonicas and Guardian, I must say, Cuento never fails to put out quality products.
You think you can just waltz out here? You got guts, Imperial baby brother!
My goodness, you're a loud one. I'm not interested in you, test subject. Would you mind staying out of this?
No beef with me? Too bad! You're still getting the horns! What?
If you're spoiling for a fight, you can play with your fellow defective fiend troopers for a bit.
No. It can't be them. They should be dead.
You catch on quickly. I suppose that's why you're a test subject. Call them Castrum Demonica Fiend Trooper hybrids, if you will.
Did you swap out the monsters summoned by Castrum Demonica for fiend troopers?
Precisely. After all, I had plenty of material to work with. They're all lacking in ability, but they make for acceptable enough soldiers. I owe it to them to make proper use of them. Otherwise, they'd die in vain. And wouldn't that be sad?
This is beyond the pale!
Shut your filthy mouth, you little shit stain! You think you can mess with us? I'm gonna murder you and that bastard Emperor!
My, how spirited. Go ahead. Trample the corpses of your friends to reach us.
Stay down!
All enemy readings are gone. And so is Elmir.
Then we're done here. Come on. We got a goddamn Emperor to kill.
What? Aren't you going to pay your respects?
I ain't got time to waste on...
Get him, Holt!
That's a good one. Like Rest would do anything for this.
Our bodies are badly deteriorated from the Fiend Trooper experiments we endured. We have no time to waste at all.
But if you strain yourself in that condition...
We can deal. Our lives are a small price to pay. It ain't about how long your life is. It's what you do with it that matters. I ain't gonna be nothing like the ones we just mowed down. I'm gonna slay that damn Emperor myself!
While the sentiment is appreciated, I'm with Gedem Holt on this. That, and we wouldn't even know who we were mourning. I wouldn't want to associate them with this.
They're both beside themselves with anger. Even I can tell. We can't allow this cruelty to go unchecked. We have to put a stop to it.
You're back, Elmir. You look like you had an amusing enough time.
Oh, amusing doesn't begin to cover it. I'm positively thrilled at how rapidly things are progressing. It's even better than I imagine. We'll have a prime specimen by the time it arrives.
Then we must be amply prepared to give them a fitting reception. So long now I've been trapped in languor, but now my blood is pumping again.
Then I'll leave you to it, brother.
The Castrum Demonicas were summoned the realm over and loaded with a superhuman vanguard. The Guardians group pressed onward, refusing to be cowed by the vanguard's howls of resentment. When they reached the Imperial capital, they found it cloaked in eerie stillness, almost as though it was devoid of all life. It was fitting indeed that the only one to reside there was the Emperor himself. Schreger, Emperor of Weyland, awaited the coming of his nemesis, alone in the silence.
You're here.
Are you the Weyland Emperor?
Indeed I am. Schreger, Emperor of Weyland. I must thank you for coming, Guardian.
Oh, he finally meets you, you cursed Emperor!
You will pay dearly for toying not only with people's lives, but with a whole nation!
Toying with a nation? I'm Emperor. It's my nation, to toy with as I please. If you don't like it, strike me down. That's what I empowered you for. Isn't that right, test subjects?
What's the point of giving someone power through modifications they don't even want?
Without power, one's fate is to perish. Might makes right in this world, period. The weak can only submit to this reality. Surely you've lived long enough to grasp that. Right, Guardian? You didn't get this strong without trampling countless corpses underfoot. Whether man or beast, there is no morality in slaughter. All fall the same. Might makes right. That's the one universal truth of the world. Which is why Weyland has long focused on evolving its people with strength transcendent. Now it comes to a head! We have but to push this war across the world and seize even greater might. No further discussion is necessary. Strike me down with your justice, if you think you can!
A false null, and it's got false spawn with it. Is it the ephemera? No, the details are too accurate for this to be a coincidence. Now there's no question that ephemera is part of the profound darkness.
Ah, hell yeah! That's what I'm talking about! So much for any moral ambiguity. Slay the monster, and we win. Monster eats us, and we lose. That's good enough for me!
Shregger, Emperor of Weyland, I will use the last of my life to end yours!
Get a clue! Insignificant! You magic! Code! No depths! Give me futile! No depths!
Completed!
What foolishness! My power's been dispersed? No. Has it been consumed? Now I see, Guardian. Your power is strange indeed. But that makes it all the more worthwhile to take! To fall at the hands of the test subjects, the ones I wrote off as defects. This is truly a most amusing twist.
Get him, Holt!
Is that it? Is that really how you're gonna go out? With a whimper? Are you content with that? You miserable despot! With being cut down by someone stronger than you? Is that really all you wanted?
Let's go. Get him, Holt. The Emperor may be dead, but our battle is far from over.
I am far from finished. I will leave a wedge in this world.
Get him up!
Sina! You okay?
Yes, I'm just fine. This body's quite responsive, actually.
What the...
This wasn't the body I was trying to snatch, but it's surprisingly nice. It will suffice for a temporary vessel. Demonization is the art of channeling magic into the body. I simply applied that to its logical conclusion. No need to act so surprised. A vessel has no need of two souls. The weaker soul will vanish, and the stronger will remain. You can do the math, I'm sure.
You're telling me Cena's gone? Bullshit!
You move well for someone mortally wounded. But I can tell you have minutes at most left.
Damn it!
Did you have feelings for this body? Content yourself in death, knowing that you amused me to the last.
Bullshit! Cena's body ain't yours to...
No, you're only hurting yourself talking!
Leave this failure to die and let's enjoy a fight again, shall we, Guardian? You will find me far different from my previous battered body. What's wrong? You don't have the heart to cut this body down? Then you shall perish, for absolute justice lies with the victor! What the... My body's not... obeying me!
Cena!
Get him, Holt! Guardian! I don't... want this! I beg of you... kill me! And the Emperor! The damnable wench still persists! Not for much longer! What? You should be dead! How dare you!
Maybe I should be. But I got my pride. I ain't gonna drop dead before Cena gets what she asked for!
Get him home! What are you doing?
I hate to say it, but I ain't in no shape to slay the Emperor. But I can give you my power. Let my soul empower you! Maybe that's a dick move to pull, but screw doing nothing. Screw dying with my thumbs up my ass! Here goes! Cena's not gonna like it, but too bad!